As a child growing up, my mother used to use a lot of wise sayings or proverbs, and these were deep philosophical sayings. They form a very important part of my early formation and are still applied to every aspect of my life today. Hi, how you doing? Good evening. My name is Phillip. Thanks for joining. Some years ago, about maybe 10-15 years ago, on a couple of occasions, I've used as an object lesson a number of fruits and veg to make clear various points that I want to make to my students. On one occasion, I used an apple. On another occasion, I used an orange. And on another occasion, I used a lemon. Now, on those occasions, I simply went into the fruit bowl to make a fruit salad, and I realized that some of those fruits were actually going off and going moldy. And instead of actually discarding them, I thought of how I could actually use them to bring about a life lesson or life lessons for my young people. And it's quite interesting that only last week, in fact, my wife went into the veg bowl and found some tomatoes, and instantly she remembered those lessons that I've used over the years with my students, and she handed me one or two tomatoes. Now, there's something quite interesting because it's actually the same lesson. So whether it was the lemon, the tomato, the apple, or whatever it was, it's the same lesson. And I just hold this up for you to see what's happening here, because I actually did the same life lesson with my students over the years. I took the moldy lemon, I took the moldy apple, I took the moldy orange, and now the moldy tomato that's actually gone bad here, gone rotten. And we find I asked the students to explain to me exactly what's going on, because I took them in a freezer bag like this and rest it on the table for a couple of days, and then ask them for the life lesson that can be deduced therefrom. And of course, the important lesson to note here is that the moldy or the rotten fruit actually spoil the good ones. And you see here, it's not so much a lesson about fruit going off, going rotten, going moldy, but it's all about associations. And as you can see here, that the one bad apple, the one bad lemon, the one bad orange, and in this case, the one bad tomato actually infect the others. And before you know it, all of them are badly affected. And a powerful life lesson here is that of associations. And I've mentioned before that evil associations corrupt good morals. Birds of a feather flock together, and show me your friends, and I will tell you who you are. Show me your friends, and I will tell you who you are. It's very important to realize that your life can be affected by your associations negatively. Of course, I do understand that people can change, and there are times when the good can influence the bad and can cause them to change their attitudes, their behaviors, their outlooks. But it's more often, to be honest with you, that the converse is true, and as we see that the influence of the bad can affect the good in such a way that before long they are all in the same predicament, moldy, rotten, and going to waste. And my word of encouragement to you today is to be mindful of your associations, whether it is in academic or whether it is in just your friendship groups as it relates to habits or risk, whether it's in regard to you doing your schoolwork or just your general behavior and deportment. So oft parents and significant others may have poured so much into students or into their children. They come home or they come to school or other institutions with changed behaviors and attitudes which parents and significant others don't recognize. And sometimes it has to do with moldy tomato, moldy and rotten lemon, moldy and rotten oranges, and moldy and rotten apples, because of associations. And no doubt sometime mommy and daddy may ask, where did you learn that? Where did you get that attitude from? Since when you speak back to mommy? Since when that attitude is coming out? Where did you learn those words from? Your associations. And it's very important that if you have a sense of vision and a sense of purpose and you're going somewhere in life, then you have to watch your associations. Not everybody is going where you're going. Not everybody has the same sense of vision. Not everybody has the same sense of direction. Not everybody has the same level of aspiration. And this is not talking about acting as if you're better than anybody else. No. But this is talking about recognizing when and where people are going where you're going in life. Share your values, your morals, your belief system. And I'm not saying that you only hang around people who share those, but you have to know when associating yourself with certain people can be very adverse to you. Very, very bad for you in terms of your personal vision. There are times when you have to separate yourself. There are times when you have to take a stand and say, my friend, I love you and I wish you well, but we're on a different path here. I have my goal, my vision, my aspirations, and where you are taking me with your level of risk and your behaviors certainly is not in keeping with my sense of direction, my sense of purpose, my sense of destiny and my values. There are times when, of course, you have to separate yourself, come out from among them, and associate yourself with people who are going where you're going in life, so that you can be encouraged, so that you can be lifted up, so that you can be motivated, so that you can be inspired, so that you can be challenged to go forward and achieve great things in your life. There's a wise word that as iron sharpeneth iron, so the countenance one towards another. And so if you're going to achieve great things, you find people who share that value of high aspiration and ambition. And as you birds of a feather flock together, then you find you'll achieve absolutely fantastic and great things as you cross-pollinate in terms of encouraging each other and motivating each other to achieve great things in your life. I know you will. And I know you'll be very mindful of this powerful life lesson that the moldy orange, the moldy apple, the moldy lemon, and in this case, the moldy tomato, the bad ones, corrupt and infect the good one. And before you know it, the entire lot is corrupted and become moldy and rotten and of absolutely no use to anyone but to be discarded in the waste. I wish you well, and I hope you'll take to heart this message today, coming to you from Phillip. I wish you well. Please join me on the next video when I'll have some more important life lessons just for you. Thanks for joining.